It's time.
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Wow.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary.
But wait, there's more.
I'm the guy.
Finger gun.
Gary Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It's the Garry Meier Show, Cocktail Hour.
Live.
Cocktails. Woo, drinks.
Are you ready? Everybody, now welcome to the show. It's a crazy delight. Gary's got the wheel, and Leslie's the co-pilot. Alan's in the booth, keeping things on track. With Ryan on deck, you'll never look back.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On Friday, the 28th of March, 2025. And of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. Now please gather over in one corner like a nice silverback gorilla family group while I thank you for joining us here on
The GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
Join the GarrForce. It's insanity.
All of the past editions of the Cocktail Hour can be replayed on the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio
And we may show them on the screen.
and or talk about them.
Thank you for your attention.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live!
Live. Here we go.
Are you ready? Everybody, it's the Garry Meier Show where weird is the norm. Join the GarrForce. It's insanity.
We worked hard all week just to get to this day. It's the end of the week and we're ready to play. Bring us a beer or a brandy old fashioned. It's what we like to start with to get this meal happening. Fish Fry Friday. Fish Fry Friday. Fish Fry Friday. We're gonna eat some fish. We're gonna eat some fish. Fish Fry Friday.
Are you ready? Everybody? Crazy fun, zero refunds. Crazy fun, zero refunds.
Boom. Shakalaka.
Hello, kiddos. Where do you go shopping? Yoo-hoo-hoo. I'm your host, the Beaver, or Trombone Shorty, whichever you prefer. And you look on the ticket. You should be at GarrForce Drinking GarrForce. That should be what it says on your ticket. You're in the right place. And we have to do a few things here to get our wheels up. I got to kick the tires. Let's light them up, Alan. One more thing has to happen on Fridays. Leslie's going to remove the cat from her lap and the wine condom from her bottle. Hello.
There's the kitty.
There's the
Hi,
cat.
everybody.
Yeah, there it goes.
Sorry, Tula.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. She likes when you beep, 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 her butt. Anyway.
Yes, that is.
And here's the condom.
There's the condom.
Here's the condom. Got me a bottle of Josh. Yes, the lady at Binny's is like, that's kind of mass-produced wine. And I went, yeah, because they're doing something right, and we're buying a lot of it.
What do you mean? Mass-produced as opposed to somebody making it in the garage? What?
I think she wanted me to find something, a little more.
What, is she on commission?
I don't think so. I think she was just trying
Just
to
being
make
rude?
me broaden my horizons.
Yeah, just being rude is what she was doing.
No. The people at Binny's are charming. They're very helpful. They'll even chill your wine there. They have this cool little machine for chilling your wine. Oh, no, because we want them as a sponsor.
I apologize. I thought she was trying to push you into something in the $40 range.
Well, I mean, She'd love me to try it. Gosh, damn
Two. What's in your
it.
mouth? Wow. Okay.
Cat hair.
Sure it is. 3,
Two,
2, 1. There it goes.
Oh, just kind
Oh,
of
it was a
clunk.
dribbler.
It's a
Oh
dribbler.
well,
That's
it's
what she
off.
said.
That's the main thing. So the
Oh,
Puerto Rican
as are
doorbell,
we.
Todd Pickering. That's the guy who goes, "Hey, live." That's the doorbell. We're ready to go, and we got a good one for you today. Boy, a couple of our favorite people going to be on the show. Jenna Duddleston, as you saw in the opening there, and Katie Sheridan, and we will get to them in just a few minutes. How are you feeling, Leslie? Everything good?
Feeling good.
All right.
Feeling very good. Here in my neck of the woods, it just turned summer today. Just for today. It's sunny and in the 70s. What is it? 76 degrees at this point.
Okay.
Crazy, but it's not going to last.
All right. Well, hey, day to day. Just
Take
go
it
with
while you
today.
can.
Worry about
Yep.
the other thing tomorrow.
Got my super cool, dragon here behind me, and
Yeah, you're going to
cat
show
too.
that a little later. The gift that will be given away at some point, but not today, because you don't want to let go.
I love it too much. Oh my God, look at it. Isn't that just the coolest little lamp?
It
And look
is.
at the
It
way
really is, and that's why you
it
don't want to
gets
give it away
brighter and
now.
darker and brighter and
And hey, sad news. A colleague of mine from yesteryear, some radio days gone by, passed away today. Jim Johnson. I don't know if did you work with him at all?
Oh, only peripherally, but oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, he had
That
Alzheimer's. He was battling Alzheimer's for a number of years
I know
now.
he had some, health
There's some
issues.
DNA in this show from Jim because way back he started talking about how his father would roll out the Carnarvon wagon at the house probably every day from what he was saying. But then on Fridays, we would roll out the Carnarvon wagon and have Carnarvons. That's what he called drinks. And that became a
Cocktails,
thing.
yep.
And so that's part of this that we do every Friday. So, Jim, rest in peace, brother.
Talented guy. Could give you some solid news and without having to shift too much, just be the funniest MF around.
Well, he had a lot of,
planet.
is it malapropisms? Is that what the word is?
I think
When you take some words and sentences and jumble them and it comes out, but it comes out extremely funny. And the one
more poetic,
the one that really always gets me laughing, he was talking about a plane crash and said they are looking for the black box that recorded the voice pit cock reporter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that went out over the air.
Oh.
Remember that golfer Payne Stewart? He died in a plane crash, and he reported it.
That
And
was where he was flying around for an hour.
everybody was dead on the plane because of something that knocked them all out, and then it crashed. And he said it was Plane Stewart, which I thought, well, that's not, he died. It's Plane Stewart.
Plane.
And then the one thing he did that also stuck out, well, a number of things, but this thing, you know how radio stations do that? We break into regular programming. There's a news bulletin, and he did that little sounder is what it's called. And I thought, oh my God, something really bad has happened. He goes, sorry to interrupt your program, but we have just learned that Bob Hope has died. And I thought,
at the age of
he was around 100 at that point, and I thought, okay, that is not a news bulletin. And then, as it turns out, he had not died. It was just some test by the wire service. They were testing, as they do every now and then, and just sending over a test. And it was an obituary that they ran as a test of Bob Hope. And I thought, oh my God, only Jim Johnson could do that. So Jim, it was an extreme pleasure working with you. If you can hear me, this is for you. God, he told some stories about his family that were both terrifically sad and very humorous, hysterical.
Well, he had that thing going where he could take something really awful and then spin it
to
find the cork in there, and then all of a sudden this sad
Oh,
thing turned.
yeah,
into
when you have
this-
an alcoholic father and you can make that funny, he did. All right, let's look at who's here. What do you say, Leslie? You want to see who's checked in? Look at that.
I'd
First
love
time.
to. It's
Got it
awesome.
right. Looking through the screen
Did
door.
you finally put like a
Piece of
label on the
tape that
back?
says, "It's this way, idiot."
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
She checks in every week. Number one, my schnauzer must be allergic to sausage. Its lips are swollen after licking one. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you got to be
that'll
careful.
happen.
Some of these cured meats, you don't know. Thank you, Key.
And especially today on Fish Fry Friday.
Yes.
so we should-
Papa D, Dieter Sturm. That's him singing with his pal Joey, I think, is his cohort there.
his
Yeah, they do these AI songs and we love them. That's what he did there. We got Fish Fry Friday today because
well,
we had to
and
get permission.
that's actually their voices. A lot of what they're doing these days is using AI voices.
But he has made songs with AI voices. He does both.
If you caught it, I mixed in some of the AI from the new Garry Meier show theme song that Dieter created for us with AI. Actually, I used AI to strip the music of it and just have the vocals on top of the intro to Fish Fry Friday. Go ahead, rewind. We'll wait here for everybody.
Okay.
No,
I guess not.
do that tomorrow when you re-listen.
Martin is here from British Columbia, as he is every week, and we appreciate that. And Brian, oh yes, is the house band of the GarrForce, and he's part of it. It's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. By the way, his lovely daughter Katie will be here in just a few minutes to do the Gen Z report. Lloydster,
Came right from work. Oh my gosh,
she
that
went
girl!
right from work to this. Yes, and they say the Gen Zers don't want to work.
Oh, please.
That's one of the things they get hit with. They do.
Let's be sure we talk about her commute.
Okay, Lloydster, I was here, but now in the shower crying, allegedly. He's referring to my new blog post about what people do in the shower, and I think it's 15% of people cry in the shower. And Lloydster
It's
claims
so cathartic.
it is. And how's your father? And you feel pretty good.
Yeah, you're a new person when you step out.
Cindy, early check-in, can't stay, but I'll do a personal replay later. Have a good one. All right, enjoy your evening, Cindy. Thank you for the early check-in. Charles from WRLR, Gurnee, Illinois. He's always checking in, as does Martin. Dale, he's here every week. Wheatfield, Indiana. Glad to see you. These weeks are going by, aren't they? It seems like we just did one 2 days ago. Samantha does her mocktail, orange juice and cranberry juice. Yep. And Bradley, Scottsdale, AZ, 83. Summer not far away. Well, it'll be at 110 before you know it out there in Arizona. Hey, the Cubs
what do they get?
are there.
I mean, when you think about it on a sliding scale, this is as optimal as it's going to get for them because, it's Death Valley temperatures after this.
It's the desert.
It's the desert.
And the Chicago Cubs opened, well, they opened in Japan, but domestically they have opened in Arizona. And I believe they won their first game, as did the Chicago White Sox, which who knows how that season is going to go. We're going to find out from Jenna because her family's bar is in the shadow of White Sox Park.
On top of that, prior to the show, we're talking about the Bulls game for you Chicago sports fans out there. Holy smokes, they had a game yesterday. And
they won.
Even I was involved. And you know how much I really don't care about
don't like sports. What happened, if you don't know, 2 seconds to go, guy alley-oops it, and they're down by a point. Alley-oops it from, he was in the parking lot, basically, and it went in.
Yes.
Yeah, that much to talk about in the last almost 30 years with the Bulls, but that's something. Mike brought summer. So 2024, what does summer 2025 have to offer Caitlin?
We will find out.
Well, stand by for news. Bill, Glendale, AZ. It's colder than it is. He just said it was 83 in Arizona there. I guess Glendale's
temperature's dropping, I guess.
Yeah. It's the desert. It gets very cold in the desert at night. That's the irony. Central Florida, 77. That's what Ellen's enjoying. Same temperature as the Midwest. Okay?
For today.
Yeah. And Amy, hello. Hello, where do you go shopping? Checking in from St. Louis. Oh, that's too far. Looking forward to Jenna's spring libation of the month. Hello. David, beautiful day to play with the Schnauzer, Oak Lawn, Illinois. Always is. And Michael, hey gang, San Antonio on board. I remembered my passport. I'm not going international. It doesn't matter. Maybe I am. We go all over the globe. We're the voice of the globe. I've got my passport.
So we had a story this week about an airplane traveling from the West Coast, LA, to China. They get 2 hours out, and the pilot goes, "Oh, I forgot my passport at the
Okay.
flat." So,
Imagine you're 2 hours into a very long flight. You got to go back to the airport that you started in.
right. And then they had to change crews. So now this very long flight adds 6 extra hours because the pilot forgot his passport.
Okay. Well, shit happens, as they say.
Hey,
And
by the way, kids, time's running out on your real IDs. You got to get those within the next 2 months now, or else.
that's right. You have to get the real ID to replace your fake ID. If you have a fake ID, get a real one.
Or the Gestapo shows up or something. I don't know.
Did you hear about that story of the submarine that sank? I know it sounds like an Onion title.
Yeah.
And some people died. They were sightseeing in a submarine. And the only submarine I know that had windows was the one at Disney World, but only went about 2 feet below the surface.
Right.
But this is a real submarine that sightsees. And people.
You can go like, what? I don't know. What they say, like 30 meters down. That sounds like
Hey, talk
90
United
feet.
States.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking maybe 90 feet down. You're into drowning territory. And apparently that's what happened here.
What happened?
Once
A
again,
hatch open? How did they die?
I didn't dive too deeply into this story
No
for the
pun
mere fact.
intended.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you go on vacation in places that aren't the US of A, they don't have the same sort
No
of
regulations.
oversights and
No.
regulations. So when some guy in his, bathing suit tells you to jump off a cliff, don't worry, man. It'll be fun. Go ahead, do it. You might want to think twice. That waterfall, everybody jumps off of it except for the ones who end up breaking their back. So
And
yeah.
helicopter rides in these
Oh,
countries. Helicopters are for being medevaced only, not for joyriding.
I was on a catamaran trip where the crew had to sniff the plastic containers that they were carrying because one was gasoline and the other one was the punch they were serving. So
Oh
it's like,
God.
I
No,
don't know which one is which. It took
that's
them a
great.
moment. Yeah.
Terrific. Okay, and I don't know how you get in a submarine anyway, because I'd be so claustrophobic. That one in Disney World, I don't know why I got in it, but I did not like it because it's claustrophobia on
Well,
steroids.
and they're pushing the idea of having these like submersibles become party rooms because it's not enough to go to a building and have a party. Oh, unless you happen to be in Bangkok. Because these days, or within the last 24 hours, you might very well have been in a building that was rocking and a rolling with that 7.7 magnitude earthquake they experienced. Did you see any of the video from
I
there?
have not. I was out all day.
Incredible, because it turns out that when you have a rooftop pool and the building starts swaying like that, it becomes a new water feature. One of the most viewed videos is just this water cascading off the side of this building as it rocks and rolls.
Wow.
One building under construction, that's the big story right now, collapsed with a bunch of workers still on site. Not
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
Well, that's why we drink. And to that effect, we bring in the official bartender of the GarrForce, Jenna Duddleston. Hello, Jenna. How are you?
I need a drink after that story. I'm not gonna lie. That
Don't
was
lie.
like what? Also, I heard someone say this once, and an experience like that is like the definition of the most white people shit of all time.
Which is
like drowning in a vacation submersible, or being at the top of a high rise having a
top
party
of the
at the
high
pool.
rise, and then it's swaying in the water. Yeah, like that's some stupid blank white people shit.
Wow.
Knock it off, guys. Knock
Wait,
it
wait,
off.
wait, 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 wait. It's a pool on top of a building. How is that just white people shit?
Because
It's wealthy people shit, I
because
think.
it's just stupid, is what it is. Like,
What's stupid?
No. All
Which
of it,
part?
Garry.
Which-
The fact that you want to submerge yourself underground and then think
that
like
I don't buy
that's
into. Yeah, I don't. Any submersible thing, but a pool on top of a building. That's
okay,
not like
I was
that
thinking
exclusive.
of the pool. Have you seen the pool? And if anyone who's listening or watching knows, Leslie knows exactly what I'm talking about. There is a pool. There's like two buildings, and the pool is connected to buildings.
Right.
That's what I was thinking about. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not. No.
Nope.
No.
It's like the
Absolutely
ones,
not.
and they have glass bottoms. Where is
Yeah,
it?
that's what it
I
is.
mean, a friend of mine actually was in that pool and said it's as terrifying as you might think.
I thought it was in the like
Is it Hong Kong?
Thailand, like Hong
might be
Kong,
Bangkok.
Singapore, maybe.
It's
Ooh.
Asian in nature, but
I think
people of all colors can enjoy those pools, Jenna. I don't think you are.
No, but only
saying that
white
right.
people make it look really stupid.
Although I think it was
Wow.
the closing scene in Crazy Rich Asians, so they have it
Than
going on
Singapore.
there too.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I digress.
Wow.
But those things just give me heart palpitations. It's like people who want to skydive. Let's pet a lion. Like, no, let's not.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of
Tom?
stupid people doing stupid stuff. I'll give you that.
And
I
you know
don't
what the
think-
common denominator is amongst a lot of them,
Wow,
Garry, more often than
going
not.
bad on the cocks today.
Listen, they do it to themselves, and I can say this, okay? But woof, come on, guys, get it together. Let's drink.
Wow,
Let's drink. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
wow.
get that angry. I'm not angry. I'm actually really happy to be here right now, and I'm excited to drink with all of you guys and make this drink. I'm really excited.
What is it? What is it?
We're making an Irish lemonade. I figured it's the end of March. March is my favorite month of the year, obviously, as someone who is
Why
Irish.
is that obvious?
I mean, my family owns an Irish pub. It makes
Okay.
sense.
All right.
But I thought, what can I do that's going to still bring the like Irish flair of a cocktail? But like Leslie said, it is 75 out. Spring does feel like it has sprung. So I'm really excited to make this. I will say the grocery store didn't have mint, so I don't have mint to add to my drink, but you can add it into yours.
And
So
you're also excited because the family bar is in the shadow of White Sox Park. They won their opener, so that's good because they had a dismal season last year. But so you'll take what you can get.
Listen, I am someone who is the most realistic fan you'll ever meet in your entire life when it comes to sports. I am allowing myself to be purely delusional for the next 24 hours because I know I probably won't have it again. So you can be mean, that's fine, but just give me these 24 hours of like enjoying the fact that our season is 1-0 and the Cubs right now are 1-2, and we technically have a better record than them. And it's little things. I know it's sad. It's sad. It's sad,
right.
but it's fine.
All right.
It's fine. Okay, let's drink. Let's drink.
Well, at least there's something white that you like tonight.
I said that is one of them, Garry. I will tell you that. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, Thunder Blitz had the same idea. I had at the end. Can we add maybe Mentos or Altoids to give it that minty flavor?
Honestly, I'm not kidding you. I thought I have an Altoid, and I thought about just crushing an Altoid in here, and I was like, that would look weird. So like, we're just not gonna. I did
Looks like
think
she's
about it.
roasting herself.
That's what I was like. Oh, Jenna, let's not. Let's kid.
And here I thought you, Jenna, were a video pro and we're just going to fake it. You know, pull a leaf off of a house plant.
Listen,
and just fake it. Nobody could smell that it wasn't mint.
Yeah. How would we know?
I don't have anything in my house right now that is like remotely similar to a mint. And even the grocery store, all they had was chives. I'm like, really, guys? Like nothing? Like,
Don't you have a car that's mint condition?
Yeah. I mean, I do,
Anything?
but I can't throw the car in the
Yeah.
cocktail.
Anything that's mint?
That would be a little difficult. Okay, so we're gonna get to making the drink, and I always like to say this: you get to choose your kind of glassware. If you want it stronger, do it in a shorter glass. If you want it a little weaker, do it in a taller glass. Guess what option Jenna's doing today? We're going with the stronger one. So we're going to take some Jameson and we're going to do 1.5 ounces. And always, guys, remember, like, less is more. You're more likely to drink a cocktail that's made perfect than you are to drink something that's like too strong and too much, and then it gets watered down and it's not good. So just like take your time with the drink. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ease
so now we're
into it.
Ease into the. Oh, my ice is melted. No, my ice is. It's so hot that my ice melted together. Okay, now we're gonna add some ice in, and then we're gonna take a little bit of ginger beer. I wanted to do this because I like that it has a nice little fizz to it. And sometimes lemonade can be, in my opinion, like really sweet, where you get that like fill in your mouth. So I feel like the ginger beer does a good job of balancing it out. We're gonna do half ginger beer, half lemonade. Now, if I had mint, that, you know, I can't put my mint condition car in here, you would take 2 sprigs of mint and add it into the bottom, guys.
Would you model it?
You can. I always think it's easier to roll it in your hands because you wake it up. So you just
That's
like take
what
them in,
she said.
roll them, exactly, smack
Yeah.
it, drop it. And then
Do
that's where all that like floral aromatic flavor is going to come in. And then you will take a nice little lemon wedge, put her in there, and it's simple.
Wow.
And guys, that's it.
And that's pretty.
It.
All of your
And it's
drinks
pretty.
are so pretty. I mean, you could
We
have
like
a calendar. You should put a
we-
Jenna calendar out with just drinks every month.
Ooh, Gary, that's a good idea. I think I might do that. Ooh,
Do
you might
it.
have to get a little percentage of that, Gary. I like that.
I'll take a taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. There goes March. Okay.
There goes March. Isn't it sad that, like, it's so great because April's here, but I truly love March so much with just St. Patrick's Day. There was something to do every week until
Spring in the air. Yeah.
And now spring and the White Sox and baseball's back. And I got shorts on right now. It's crazy. You know,
That
like
girl.
what happened?
Before we went live,
Live.
we were talking with Brian Sheridan, who was warming the
Mhm.
microphone up for his daughter Katie.
Mhm.
And Brian and his lovely wife were in Vegas this week, and they went to see Carrot Top.
Mhm.
And then Jenna goes, "Oh my God, I just saw a picture of Carrot Top." Jenna works at a radio station in Chicago, and
Mhm.
the people that she was referring to are broadcasting from Vegas, from the radio station.
Mhm.
And Carrot Top came by their show. Is that the way that went?
Carrot from what I saw, I've kind of been running around all day, but it looked like Carrot Top was on the show that I work with, and they just took a picture of him like sitting down with the mic in his hand, and I did a jump scare because I was like, God, if that's Billy Bob Thornton, woof, man. And then I realized it's Carrot Top, and I said, oh my God, woof.
Yeah, I think we can safely say that no white person is safe in this space tonight with
No,
Jenna.
sorry guys. Sorry. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know.
Is Brian available if he wants to chime in and give a review of the Carrot Top show? Because
I bet he was great, you know, like I bet he's a nice guy.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
But like for the love of all things holy, you cannot look that way and think you're not going to scare the living piss out of people.
Yeah,
just
he was
are.
early to the whole plastic surgery thing. So he was going through this physical renaissance, if you will.
He was
and
working
really
out, right? He worked out. He's
a
all
lot,
buff.
and then got all this work done on his face. Oh, there he is. And he's with
There's
Katie.
the father-daughter team.
Hold on. There we go. Yeah.
There's your Christmas card right there.
That's a cute Christmas card.
Okay, Brian, you were saying that the show was extremely funny. You really liked it with your wife.
Yes. 29 years he's been at the Luxor Hotel doing this show. It's actually the second time we've seen him. So when we go to Vegas, we like to catch Carrot Top, and you'll laugh start to finish.
Is it Gen Z of me to say I don't know who Carrot Top is? Or
It is very Gen Z. That's what we love about you.
That is awesome.
Anything that happened before the last 6 months, you have no idea. I don't want to put that out there. That's bad. That's nasty. Now,
And honestly, you're better off for it.
Yeah.
Well, what comedians, as long as you're sitting there now, are on the top of the Gen Z list? What are you liking as far as comedians?
Bo Burnham is very
Who?
much. Bo Burnham.
See, that's the same thing. I don't know who that
Gary
is.
goes, who?
He's
Who?
great. Love Bo Burnham. I can't think of like any others for some reason on the top of my head, but do love Bo Burnham. Eliza. Can't remember her last name.
Oh,
Schwarzinger.
Yes.
Schwarzenegger.
Maybe
Who's
Slush,
that?
Slush Singer. It
I
sounds the same.
I say it wrong, but she refers to herself as the elder millennial, and she's
Yes!
one of the funniest people of all time.
Yes,
Yes.
I love
Yes.
her.
Yeah.
Would highly recommend her.
Like a Nikki Glazer,
Similar vibe.
Ricky Gervais. Nothing.
Ooh, he's getting to be a little long in the tooth for
I would
the
say Bo Burnham.
disease.
Oh, who's the other guy? Troy Bond, I think is his name.
Well,
I don't know.
What about
Theo
Mulaney?
Vaughn? Yeah, somebody is.
Oh,
bringing
John
that.
Mulaney. Love John Mulaney.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
He's good.
He's spanning the generation.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Hey,
Well,
none of
it
them
was
got
the-
anything on Carrot Top.
There you go.
Okay, but John Mulaney had a coke addiction. That's what attracted the Gen Zers to him.
Yeah.
He had an
did.
addiction. He was
He did.
addicted.
Yeah. He went to rehab.
Yes,
Fine.
and he did a whole special on that. There's no bad thing that can happen to somebody if you can make commerce out of it.
It's true.
No.
Jenna, what do you think of that white guy, John Mulaney? Is he a piece of shit, or what are you thinking about him?
I mean,
right
because he got someone pregnant while he was married with someone else. So yeah, he's a great
Ooh,
piece of
there
shit.
you go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then his wife,
Yeah,
and then the woman that he got, she got breast cancer. Like, ew, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to like
Ooh.
I'm
just
just gonna.
innocent
I'm separating
sicknesses.
the artist. I'm
I
separating the
can't.
artist.
I can't. That's my problem. I can't separate the art. Like, I'm like, if you're a
Aw,
piece of shit, like
man.
you're a piece of shit.
Wow.
I'm on a roll today. I'm really sorry,
You
guys.
are.
I'm sorry. I'm
Take
sorry.
a sip,
She's an
girly.
angry
Take a sip,
Jenna.
girly. Cheers.
And the Sox won. Imagine when
I
they
will-
lose.
Oh no. Here's the thing: is when they lose, I'm used to it. It's like when the Bears lose all the time. When they win, I'm like, I don't know what this feeling is in my body. It's very
Kind of similar with the
it's
Cubs.
so
huh?
rare.
Yeah.
Used to
yeah,
be.
I can't.
Max
but, you know.
says we have an angry Jenna here, which is conducive to Leslie's angry mama.
I'm really not an angry. I never.
No,
I'm
not much.
sorry.
I mean,
I'm
you
really
started
not.
with all white people are shit. That was your opening statement.
Listen,
I mean, really,
if the shoe fits, the shoe fits.
if your ugly ass shoe fits, there's
Yeah.
angry mama. Angry mama meet angry
that
Jenna.
looks like me right now. I just need
Yeah.
a purple wig.
Yeah.
That's me.
Go get one.
And as an orange and green lady, F you all. I don't like any of you.
So Carrot Top is a prop comedian. Everything he does involves a prop, right, Brian?
Correct. Yeah, most of it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's much like you, Gary. He stays away from politics.
Oh, okay.
You know, so like he'll do political jokes like they used to be when Johnny Carson was doing them, right? Where you would make a joke, but everybody laughed. It wasn't
before the internet, you could do that, and nobody hated each other. And then the internet made it all very toxic, because
Right.
there was a time, and Katie, you don't know this, where you could do political humor and everybody just laughed, no matter what your
Right.
party affiliation. Now
Yeah.
that's gone.
The olden days.
The
I
old
don't know
days,
those.
yes.
Sorry, too young for those.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky on that one. So, okay, Jenna, is there another group of white people who'd like to crucify before you say goodbye? Or
I'll end on a positive white person. Okay, let's do
Okay.
that. Talking about comedians.
Don't do that.
No. I really like Taylor Tomlin. If you are looking for a comedian, she started out doing jokes in churches. So a lot of her jokes had to be like super clean. Which I think has made her really quick and witty in a different way where you don't have to lean on like cursing and sexual humor in some ways. So
All right. Yeah,
her jokes
sure.
go for everyone. I know, Gary, we still like that, and I should just go home now. Anyways,
Jesus
really
and
like-
all right. Is her material Jesus and a whore walk into a bar? Is that how that goes?
yeah, a little bit, like,
Yeah.
but she's great. She's a great comedian. So I'll end on that. That's my and the White Sox won. So like I am happy, even though
They're
for some reason I
1-0.
don't see
They're
it.
1-0.
Baby.
Yeah.
We had 3 home runs yesterday.
Ooh.
Okay. I didn't think the fireworks were gonna go off. Okay. They probably wasted more fireworks yesterday than they did than they thought they were gonna spend this entire month.
Did they have a
Okay, they're
full
over
house?
budget.
Jenna,
was-
did they have a
It was probably like 80%. full.
80%? Okay.
Which
Well,
is honestly, considering how bad they've been, the forecast yesterday was called for rain, and we only got like light drizzle before the game even started. I'll take it, man.
Okay,
Like
a friend of mine said that you could go to the first 3 months of home games for a total of,
150, I believe.
yeah, I mean, it's like $1
Yes.
a game.
And I will say it would be worth it, like, to buy it to go mainly for dinner and then leave.
Okay.
And like,
You
well,
love
and
the
like,
food there, yeah.
I tell everyone, like, I think in terms of Chicago, like growing up in Chicago, we are very spoiled when it comes to food. We have some of the best food like in the world, definitely in the country. And what I love about Sox is they have definitely like taken parts of like the different cultures and neighborhoods in the city to like bring them into the ballpark. So like, yes, you still get your traditional like, you know, hot dog with grilled
Chicago
onions.
dogs
Yeah,
and
you
all that,
you
yeah.
still get that, but they just added a bunch of new stuff. They added like a Korean dog, chicken sandwiches, Italian subs. Like they have rainbow cone. Like there have been times I've gone to the ballpark mainly because I'm like, I want dinner and I won't drink, and I will just be like, okay, here's my appetizer, here's my entree, and I'm gonna get a rainbow cone to end the night and watch the fireworks. And honest to God,
enough.
like
Yeah.
it's good enough. Like, and when people come to the bar, you know, like we don't have food at the bar, and they'll say like, what should I order around here? And I'll give them the spots, and I will say like, I go, but I'm telling you, the food at the ballpark is 100% worth it. Like it is some of the best ballpark food I've ever had. And I'm very biased. I know that, but I think we've been rated as some of the best because I've gone to other places and I'm like, this is garbage, man. Like, what is this trash?
So when the fireworks go off at Guaranteed Rate Field, does it sound like gunfire outside the bar, or can you hear
No.
it from where you are?
I hate that I'm going to say this, but you can tell the difference, and that is really
yeah,
sad that I can say that. They are similar, but the fireworks are more. They go for like a minute, so it's that like dun 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 dun.
Oh,
Whereas
as
a
opposed to the
gunshot is
gunfire, which is just
dun.
bang, bang, bang,
Dun,
bang.
dun.
Okay.
Yeah, like that sounds
And
crappy. to say.
fireworks go up, gunshots go straight into you.
Yeah,
Anywhere.
Yeah.
anywhere, depending on where you want to shoot it. But let's not.
Well,
go
Jenna,
down
this was
this
one of
rabbit
the,
hole. This
the
was
more
fun, guys. Let's
exciting
do it
visits
again.
we've ever
I'll
had with
be
you.
really angry next month. How does that sound?
We love it.
Yeah.
So,
No,
all right,
I will be on my best behavior for you guys. I promise.
and let's
okay?
plug the family bar where
Yes.
it's located. What's the name?
Shinnick's Pub, located just southwest of the ballpark on 38th and Union. So you guys should totally come this season. I mean, hey, there might be a reason. I don't know. We'll see. It's still early to tell.
How often do you
but,
bartend there?
I'm normally there about like 1 to 2 days a week. So just depending on kind of what my schedule is and if, you know, life happens, which life has kind of been a little boring lately, but that's okay. I don't
That's
mind
all
it
right.
boring. Boring's a good thing.
Because my
But-
friend Roberto is going to come in. He wanted to say hello. So if you hear
Oh,
from
yes.
Roberto, yes.
Well, and we offer like parking passes. If you guys don't want to park at the ballpark, you can park by us. And all we ask is that you like come in and stop by, have a cocktail, and then that's it. Like, and we'll give you a parking pass for the game, and you're good to go.
Nice.
And if they don't see you, they're going to see some
You'll
family
see a
member.
You'll see a family member. You'll
That's
see we have a great bartenders that work there, and I think, you know, everyone's a character in like the best way possible. And I think it's an honor that we get to be in a place of service to help people celebrate good times and bad times. And I think it's great. You know, like that's kind of why I love bartending. Like I get to be a part
it's been around for decades. It's one of those things that has stood the test of time, which a lot of things have not.
Yeah, it's like I had this aha moment probably a few years ago where I was like, wow, isn't it crazy that I get to work at a place that my grandma and my grandfather and my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather did, and I've never got to meet them, but I still get to be with them every single day in a weird way.
Oh my God. We need to start a Hallmark movie based on this.
Yes.
Where she's at the family bar and then a guy comes in because
Oh my God, is this how I'm going to meet him? Yay.
Is his grandmother down the block passed away, and so he's inheriting the family home, and he loves this. Oh wait, we're gonna
There it
make
is.
Hallmark.
Leslie's writing my love story, and I can't wait for this to happen and call her to be like, so you were right, it worked out. Merry Christmas, Leslie. Here's the wedding invitation.
Just take out the "I hate white people" stuff, and they will put it in
Nah,
production.
let me rephrase that. You know, like I really love people, and then I sometimes also hate people. It's a
Oh,
real weird
well, it
juxtaposition.
happens.
Understood.
I
Any
think
of
we're
us who
all
deal
there,
with the
though.
public can
Yes.
relate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Jenna, we'll talk to you next
All right.
month. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Can't wait.
Caitlin, if you want to come back in, we'll regroup and talk
Hi.
to you. There she is. How do you like when the oldsters talk a little bit?
Oh, I
huh?
love it. You guys
Yeah.
are unhinged. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, well, your father and mother are very swinging. I mean, they're in Vegas. They're doing their thing. You are in the band with your father. That's pretty cool.
They're
So,
younger than me, I swear.
yeah.
Yeah. I go to bed at like 8:30 and they're like, "Okay, why?" I'm like, "Sorry. It's bedtime. It's calling me."
Well, we grew up in an era where there were a lot of things happening, and we were just enjoying life
Mhm.
as best we could. And now, one of the things that the Gen Z generation has been hit with is they don't appreciate things. They don't want to work. They don't know how it is because they didn't have to go through hard times. But I don't know. I think this is a pretty rough road for people of your age group because a lot of things aren't as attainable as they were for us. It's a
Mhm.
different scene, right?
Oh my god, let me tell you. I mean, prices are insane. I mean, we've got student loans up the wazoo. Like it's it's hard to live in this generation, and people are saying that we don't want to work, but like we don't want to work for a wage that we can't live on. Like there's a lot of jobs that Gen Z are getting and it's not paying you a livable wage, and we're looking for something that's sustainable. And unfortunately, a lot of us cannot find that, and it's a struggle.
Let me ask you this. When you were in high school, were jobs like working at McDonald's and fast food places of that nature, or those types of jobs, were they something that you went to just to have some income, or did you just pass them by because that's not what I would want to do? When I was your age or in high school, to get any job like that was heaven because all you
Yeah.
wanted was some spending money.
Yeah.
It wasn't a career. It was just I got to have some spending money for high school. But it seems like your generation didn't want to do that at all. Is
Me
that
and
true?
I don't think so. Me and most of my friends, I mean, me personally, I started working when I was 15. Like I had got a worker's permit to work and I worked at a pizza shop. Like it wasn't anything crazy. I would go there after work, whenever I had free time. Sometimes I think about my life in high school and how I would go to show choir and I would go to swim and I would go to school and then I go to work and I'm like, girl, how did you do all of that? So I don't think it's true. I think that we're a hardworking generation. I just think that it's not necessarily like you don't see those that are working hard because you see those that are on social media who are, making videos of them dancing and getting millions of dollars. And that's what the older generations tend to think we only want to do when a lot of us are working very hard and looking for work and trying to be sustained. Like,
One
I
of the
don't know if
things
that makes
that
sense.
Katie and I talked about as far as what we wanted to talk about on the program, how LinkedIn has become a hookup. LinkedIn is pretty much considered a business networking thing, but you have a friend where somebody hit up on her on LinkedIn of all
Yes.
places.
She's actually watching right now, so hey girl. But yes, she was, I guess he saw her on Bumble or Hinge. I don't know. I don't know the dating apps. I'm not that hip. But on one of the apps, the only way that you can talk with the person who is interested in you is if the girl messages them first. So he saw her there. She wasn't interested, I guess. So he found her on LinkedIn and he sent her this
Ooh.
whole long message like, "Hey, I saw you on this app and I thought you were really cute and wanted to shoot my shot." And I was like, "Hey, not the platform, bud." Like, this is
Does that happen
But
often
that's
on
it. So
LinkedIn?
now you are on these platforms, and of course somebody's going to look from one to the other.
right.
But LinkedIn is
Oh.
not known for that. Is it getting to be known for hooking up now?
No, I don't
No.
think so. To be quite honest, I don't use LinkedIn that often just because I'm in my job and I'm secure, so I'm not necessarily on there like scouting. But It's mostly, and we talked about LinkedIn envy, which is a thing that's become very prominent in this generation, which is where it's not for fun, it's not for entertainment. It's a bunch of your friends or colleagues that you know being like so excited to announce that I got this dream job, and you're sitting there maybe in a job that you're not happy with
Or
and
unemployed.
or unemployed, and you're like, God, what am I doing wrong? But I think that, like, not to shit on the men of this generation, but they're desperate to get a hookup and they're going to find it wherever they can. That might be LinkedIn.
Well, I see Jenna has texted you and said, keep the anger going.
But I mean, it's true.
But it's
They will-
rough. I mean,
yes.
And the objectification, I mean, we on some level think we've come a long way, but I think young women today would be so satisfied if it was just a cat call on a street as you walk by, as opposed to how invasive some of this shit actually is.
Oh yeah, I mean, it can be scary now. Like, at least, you know, when you're on the street, you can ignore it. And you can
Right.
do that through social media as well, but you know, they're able to see things about you. They're able to cultivate, like, hitting on you in a way that, oh, she likes this, so I'm going to tell her that I like this, because they can get you in that way even if they don't like that. And it's, I mean, it's definitely scary. Like, dating in this generation is kind of terrifying, because you could be talking to an axe murderer and like they're going on there. I just listened to a podcast. One of my favorite podcasts is called Morbid, and they were talking about how someone went on a Tinder date and basically he cultivated his entire profile to be something that she liked, and she ended up getting murdered because she thought this was somebody she had a connection with. Like, it's terrifying. And I know that happened back in the day too. At a bar you could be meeting an axe murderer, but it just feels a little scarier when they can see everything that you like and like know who you are.
Yeah, it was a harder trip for a
Mhm.
ex murderer back then.
But the other side of that coin is these guys, they get involved with you for about a day or two and then completely evaporate. You never see them again. They don't want to commit.
Ghosting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ghosting is
or
very prevalent.
the other terms that Leslie and I talked about on previous shows, hood fishing, lying about your hometown for street credibility, throning, dating folks who can boost your social status.
What do you have there, Katie? What kind of notes have you taken?
Garry messaged me, throning, floodlighting. What was the other one?
Yeah, hood fishing,
And I
throning,
was like,
yeah.
I've never heard of this.
Never.
I researched, I did my Gen Z report on these.
Good.
Yeah.
So you don't know of those things. You've not heard of them.
So once I looked them up, like, it's something that's very prevalent that I know about. I just didn't. Gen Z loves to assign a label to something that's going on.
For a minute.
That leaves the rest of us not having any idea what you're talking about. But like, when I'm reading about this, I literally wrote here, hood fishing, stupid. Like, what are you doing? I don't get it. Like, if you meet this person and they know that you're not from, like, I don't know, the most bougiest place in LA, they're gonna know that. Like, just, I really don't. A lot of things this generation does, I don't get.
Now, one of the things you did agree happens when I texted it to you, classic TV shows that Gen Z is weirdly obsessed with. And here's the list that I sent you: Golden Girls, Cheers, The Simpsons, Friends, The Office, The French Prince of Bel-Air, Seinfeld, Mighty Morphin
The
Power
French
Rangers,
Prince of Bel-Air?
and Sex and the City. These are shows that Gen Zers love to watch.
Yeah, I think we definitely cling to nostalgia. I know.
Nostalgia is anything prior to the last 10 years. I mean, these shows, because there's so much media, we talked about this on the program recently, has been built in the last 50, 60, 70 years. You're coming along here and you're how old? 24?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you were born in 2001. So there's
2000.
a lot's happened before 2000. Now you're just
Yes.
seeing it because you weren't there, which is
Right.
understandable.
True. I do think, though, I don't feel like they make TV like they used to. Personally, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Friends was on that list. I think a lot of us kind of cling to that, especially being the older Gen Z. A lot of us honestly kind of cling to Friends because we'll literally say like, "Oh, if you feel like you're behind, you're literally in the first season of Friends. Like you're okay," you know, because there's so many seasons of Friends, and it's hard not to feel like you're not doing enough. But definitely we do love to watch the older shows. I honestly don't think like we cling to what is popular nowadays as much as we do watching what was popular
Is
even
some
10
of the
years ago.
attraction, Katie, to the fact that you see some of these technology things in the show? If you go way back, you got a rotary dial phone. My daughter would say, "What the hell is that?" Or one of those phones that you put in the cradle at the apartment and has the antenna and all that. You look at that stuff and go, "What's that? What's a typewriter? What's an electric typewriter?" That
Or
stuff is a
does it make you
museum.
feel like comfy in some way?
You go, "What
Does
is
it?
that?" I mean, my God, what are those things?
Yeah, I think that it is comfy. I do come from a family like I've watched all of the shows that I've watched has been introduced to me by my parents. So Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dawson's Creek, Gilmore Girls, all of these things that aren't even that far off from this generation. It just seems simpler, you know, like I feel like
It
everything
was.
now seems so complicated. And even though it's a show and that might not be true, it seemed better. And
Have
I
you ever
think we
heard of a
kind of like
show
that better.
called Leave It to Beaver?
I actually was just talking to one of my friends about this. He was asking me if I knew what that was, and I said no idea.
Do you know what Leave It? I don't know if he's saying it the same way I'm saying it. It's a show called Leave It to Beaver, and it was in the late 50s, early 60s, in black and
Okay.
white, and completely sanitized for your protection. I mean, it was Americana at its most calm. Everything was just fine, just little story ideas. Nobody got in some real serious drug trouble, any of that. But I
Okay.
start my day with a double beaver, 2 back-to-back episodes, because I have to get my nervous system in alignment before I go into the day. Otherwise, everything goes sideways. Check out Leave It to Beaver. Next time we talk, I want to see what your feeling is about watching the show from 60-some years ago.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
60-some
The only
years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. This is this is when dinosaurs roamed the earth. In your head, you're probably 60 years ago. My God, people were alive then? I mean, what was going on?
But isn't it crazy to think that like even I think about that the 80s was 40 years ago?
Yeah.
And I mean, I was born in the 2000s, but if you say 40 years ago, I'm thinking it's like 1950. I'm like, what?
You know, and with that though, let's face it, production values were so much better. So you can watch a TV show from the 80s and it feels like it could have been produced yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like it's still in color and it doesn't look grainy and ridiculous. And even though
yeah.
Will Smith looks weird because he's so young, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air doesn't feel so old when you're watching it. As
Well,
opposed
Leslie,
to,
think about this. Katie could see the 22nd century. It's very possible she will live into the 22nd century.
As will I, because they're going to find a cure for this.
That's right. Okay.
I know a big show that my parents have showed me. I think it's Abbott and Costello. Is that?
Yeah, that's a comedy team that's before my time.
Right.
I mean, right. It's a long time ago.
I don't think anybody from my generation would know that, but yeah, Bert and Ernie.
There's your Abbott and Costello right there.
And with that, kudos to your parents.
They debuted in the
for
60s too, Gary.
introducing
What
from
was in the
69.
60s? Abbott and Costello?
Yeah.
Went into the 60s. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry,
Well, it's black and white though. I mean, I don't know if that is something you go, wow, they didn't have color back then.
My parents told me, I think they were like, oh, we got our first colored television when I was so and so old. And I was like, what do you mean you didn't have colored TV? You know, like it's crazy.
I know, but that's the way it was. And a lot of this stuff is relative. I mean, as I've said many times, if you've lived the majority of your life after 1950, you've enjoyed some incredible things that were not available to billions of people that have walked this earth. We're so lucky to be living now.
I mean, my kids aren't going to understand that I ever lived in a world without iPhones, which is kind of crazy to me. Like, that's unheard of. I had the little, I don't know, the Nano, which was like a cube that you could hold songs on. I know. And the Nintendo, like, that's going to be ancient to them, which is crazy because that was my childhood. You know?
Okay, and one of the other things in the Gen Z discussion pit, don't bug you about having kids. If you don't want to have kids, you don't want to have kids. Now stop, because that's happening now with your generation. When are you going to have kids, or whatever? When are you going to get married? And that's not a thing as much anymore, right?
Yeah, I really don't think that it is. I think a lot of people from my generation are choosing to not have kids, or they're definitely waiting a lot longer. I'm definitely not pressured as much. My parents didn't have me till they were like 32. So for me, I'm not as pressured, but I'm seeing people every single day in my generation getting married, having kids. And I'm like, guys, we're babies. We're 24. But that's so different from, past generations. 24 is like, you better be married and you better be having kids. And I feel like now I'm like, I can't have a baby. I'm a baby. What do you mean?
I can't have no baby. I'm a baby.
Until you can't have a baby. But anyway. Oh no, I mean there's a point where you wait too long and tick tock. Sorry, but it's a reality.
But this generation definitely is like, I'll have kids when I'm gonna have kids. Like I think
Well, you're in a committed relationship. You've been with somebody for a while, so that you think that'll this is one of the things you don't want to hear. Will that lead to marriage, or does it matter right now? You're just having a good time right now.
No, I'm definitely in the headspace where like this is it for me, and like this is what I'm planning for my future to be. I don't necessarily think that I'm as pressured maybe in the past as people were to get married and have kids. I think in this generation we're like, if I know I'm going to be with this person the rest of my life, then what's the rush? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Like as long as I'm going to be with you, then I don't need to, I don't know. A lot of people in this generation do long engagements because, okay, you're engaged, you're committed. That doesn't mean you need to spend $20,000 on a wedding when you can't afford it.
And I work these bridal shows so often now, and the couples have already set up households. They have made additions to this. I mean, they've made improvements on these houses and stuff, and now they're ready to have a wedding. And with that, let's downsize the size of the wedding because we have bigger fish to fry right now.
Right.
So they don't want to spend $30,000-$40,000 on a wedding. They want to spend maybe 20 grand, 15 grand because they've already had this other, like they're already grown-ups on one level, but still youthful on the other.
And speaking of fish fries, which it is Friday, tying into what Leslie does as her side hustle, and she's very good at what she does. She sells windows for Anderson Windows. She is going to be at a tattoo convention on Sunday.
On
Sunday. We see Katie here has a lot of tattoos. So this is like the thing of conventions as far as tattoos.
I'm trying to get my boyfriend and everybody to go.
Page.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get my boyfriend and both my parents to go on either Saturday or Sunday, so we might see them.
Does your boyfriend have ink?
Who?
Your boyfriend have ink? Does he have ink?
No, he doesn't.
Wow. Is that like a smoking, non-smoking couple? I mean, you have a lot of ink. He has none.
Yeah, I keep trying to convince him to get tattoos just because I think they're cool, but he doesn't necessarily have a desire.
And that's why I'm so looking forward to this thing, because there are tattoos and there are tattoos. And what I'm going to, based on what I've heard, see is like the spectrum. And it's finding out how to do a sleeve properly. And like you're on your way to creating a sleeve, but you don't just have dots of like stupid little tattoos. You have to have a plan. And
we talked about this in my first Gen Z report, that Gen Z loves a sticker sleeve, where that's literally all that it is.
Oh God, because I see sticker legs, and I gotta tell you, it looks like bruises to me, but that's just me. Can I
Yeah.
ask on a completely different, vein here? I'm on Reddit quite often.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of this stuff is not just organic. It's put out there by people trying to cultivate likes and or clicks of some but
Up, top of the hour.
news, traffic, weather coming up.
That's a lot of stuff you don't need.
Do you carry out really important conversations via text, or do you hang up the phone and talk to people when it starts getting into, like, I'm watching marriages fall apart via text in some of these cases, as opposed to, why the frack don't you just hang up the phone and talk to each other?
Wait a minute. If you're hanging up the phone, you're not talking to each other. You mean pick up the phone.
I think she means like
I'm
going to
saying
like dinner or something.
Put down the texting and actually talk to each
Oh,
other,
okay.
because now we've gotten into something that requires perhaps nuance.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely lost some friendships where they only want to talk over text, and I'm like, hey, how about we go get coffee? How about we go get dinner? Like, let's talk about this. But this generation doesn't want to do that because it's scary. It's scary to have to confront it. Like, that's why like cyberbullying is such a thing, because you have so much confidence to do something behind a screen that people don't want to face the problem in person, and it's sad. It's sad.
That's scary, and
it is scary. But
because
well,
so much can be lost in a text in terms
oh
of
my God,
what you're trying to convey, especially when you're using emojis and the letter U instead of YOU and stuff like that. I mean,
oh my God, the amount of times I've been in a conversation where somebody would be like, you sounded pissed at me, and I'm like, oh my God, no, I was just busy. I'm so sorry. Like I wasn't mad at all. It's hard.
Cheers. It's all crazy, and this is why we do Fridays.
Cheers.
Yay.
Katie, thank you. That was wonderful.
You.
And we'll talk again soon. And hopefully,
Thanks
we'll
for
be
coming
performing.
straight from work.
Oh,
yeah, by straight from work. Explain where you were.
Okay. So I'm about 10 feet away from where I was working. On Tuesdays and Fridays, I get to work from home, so it's a very short commute.
Okay.
Yay.
But luckily, I've got my dad to set things up for me, and he gets it going. And he gets
that's
to talk
how
to
we
you.
heard about Carrot Top and your mother and father in Vegas.
There you go. And I think he appreciates it because he gets to talk to you guys, and he loves you guys. So
well,
I
we
think
hope to
that's
see
great
the
for him.
band soon with you in the singing position. You're not with the other configuration, Bon Journeyed. You're with Oh Yes, and we like seeing you sing with Oh Yes and Bon Journeyed, but we'll see.
I might do one soon, but we'll see. It's not in the works yet. Yeah,
okay.
we're talking about it.
Good. All right. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you. Cheers.
Katie Sheridan. Yeah, cheers.
Oh, I like it, Susan. Let's hashtag tattoo.
Hashtag tattoo it is. That's going to be the word that gives away the prizes that Leslie's going to tell us about right now.
Okay, because we are talking about Oh Yes, we have Oh Yes stickers, bracelets, guitar picks, and an Oh Yes t-shirt to give away this week. One of the last remaining Oh Yes t-shirts in my prize closet. But with that, other people have stepped up, and we have lots of other things to give away, including some socks.
I love socks. Who doesn't love socks?
A yo-yo. I said we were going to start giving away the yo-yos, and I'm giving away our yo-yo.
Oh, man, a yo-yo. That's such a warm fuzzy from my youth.
Although I got to say, I was at a yo-yo convention. This ain't your... Well,
this ain't your grandfather's yo-yo.
Your grandma's yo-yo. But the new yo-yos have these gyros in there. Oh, they spin forever. It's crazy. Tracy from Wisconsin, of course, provides us with bendables and
by
gliders.
Of course, you mean she's very generous.
Oh my gosh. Like from the time the show started.
Yeah.
And Tracy is our
ball
liquor
licker
mama. Scott from Scott's Vintage Antiques and Collectibles gives us fortune-telling fish, among other things. I picked this up at an event recently. It's a stress-relieving green brain, so you can just...
Oh, I love squeezing stuff. Often when we're doing the show, Leslie, I'm squeezing or touching something.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
Okay.
It relieves stress.
Whatever. We have something else to give you. Bungee cords. I got
like this. Cord. This is a tie. This is a one of those things that you just use to tie things.
Oh,
and I like to play with it when we're recording. Or
we didn't know what you were squeezing, so that's where I got scared.
This like this.
Oh.
I just like squeezing.
It's like a fidget spinner.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Hang on. I should give a fidget spinner. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Got one. I'll throw that in too. Didn't plan on it, but
oh, there you go. Yeah.
We got this weird little fidget spinner.
There it goes.
A sponge from Ryan, but it doesn't look like a sponge.
Oh, Ryan, we got to talk to him. Notify the affiliates. We're running late.
Oh, yeah. This one's going to run long. Ellen Delinka, our producer. And finally, the prize that started it all, your very own wine condo.
Leslie, I think we're going to save your stories for Monday. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get those on Monday's show. Let's bring Ryan up and see what he has.
Hey there.
Because he's on spring break with his son, Hank, and they went to a water park.
Before I get started, Leslie, my dad said the check is in the mail. They do not have a real ID. And when you said it recently, I just called them while I was waiting, and they have to fly back from Florida before May 7th because they don't have a real ID.
Get her done. They're doing pop-up.
Yeah. So they were going to come back in June,
offices,
and I called them. Yeah. And I said, do you have a real ID? He said, no. I said, you got to come back before May 7th. How do you know that? I said, Leslie just told me. He said, check's in the mail. Thank you for telling him.
If they have passports, it should be okay.
No, they don't.
Oh. Then there's...
No, it's not okay.
Yeah, it's posted. It's posted at all the airports. So if they flew down, they should have seen the signs when they flew down.
They barely can get through the airport. So
let alone read
any peripheral signs, Alan. They're not reading.
Forget
so
about
it. On me, so I booked them a flight back on.
So help me identify them in line, so I'm not behind them. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess they don't have TSA pre-check, so I guess I
do not.
All right.
They need one of these to.
So thank you.
Or Alan needs one of these to get him through.
We've been on spring break, so this is one of Hank's things he picked up this week. A little set of handcuffs. Handcuffs.
Where did he pick those up?
I have a friend in Illinois. I went down to meet her, and she runs an children's advocacy center, and there's a backstory on it, but she had some handcuffs, and she
Are
said,
they real ones?
Oh,
Or they're not the cool ones that we used to get at the novelty store?
Yes, they're the novelty ones.
Well, okay. And the backstory is?
So she has a fundraiser where people get jail and bailed, so they run, have to get people to donate money to get them out of jail. So she twisted my arm to do it, so I went and picked up the packet and got my picture taken, and she threw handcuffs in the packet, and I said, these would be great for Hank. So if she says if you do anything else with them, don't tell me about it.
All right.
By the way, Charlie Tattoo has 3 T's.
So
be sure you spell your tattoos properly.
Spring break, we made it through the water park. I think that's what got me sick. I had like a chlorine headache. I was there for 8 hours, and the smell of chlorine to combat the kids in swim diapers and
yeah. And then you went to the Dells?
No, we didn't. We ended up staying local. But if you want to put one picture up, Alan, I'll show you. So this is Hank at the slide park with some jelly beans in his teeth, and this is the slide park where we went to today, where you put like mats and you go down and fly up in the air. So that's the latest.
That's a thing now.
That is a thing now. And then if we go here, I told Garry and Leslie coin pushers. This is what
you showed me that, and I thought, wait a minute, explain what this is.
Garry, you've never seen a coin pusher?
It's a machine. You put like quarters in. Hank plays at the bowling alley, or tokens, and it just slides forward and keeps pushing the winnings down. And you want to so I think it's a waste of money. But
That's what my point was. You're putting how many coins in to win half of what you put in, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a machine like this, and there was one at the arcade. We went to Dave and Buster's yesterday, and Jamie and Henry were all
I'm guessing the coin pusher doesn't really get to the coins as much as you want.
I think it was 10cc who wrote the lyric, "The odds are always in favor of the house." Yes.
So Henry and I play this, and he's actually winning enough. We went to the gift shop to cash in the tickets. We come back. The management has the coin thing open, and they're cleaning off the edges and tightening it back up so you don't win. So the house always wins. Mm-hmm.
No.
So, yeah.
Shocking.
So, yeah, it was been a kind of a busy week, but a lot of Dave and Buster's, a lot of running around, a lot of just dealing with
people. A lot
people.
of you getting sick, the usual.
Yeah, dealing with people. I just dealing with people in dirty restrooms, and my son's worse than I think any of us. He won't that floor is dirty. He hardly would walk in the pool without swim shoes. So,
okay,
yeah. I have some pictures. I don't know if you want to do those. Quick.
Yes, let's do pictures.
You want to pull that down, Alan?
We're running late. The affiliates know it.
I'll go back here. I'll start. There we go.
All right.
Hang on. Let me get to one here. Okay. Here we go. This is, I think, meant for Leslie.
Yes. Leslie got an air fryer from listener Matt.
Oh, I gotta believe that my grandma is doing the fist pump right now.
You're loving that air fryer.
Oh my gosh. Doggy Boy, our friend Matt, provided me with the coolest air fryer ever. And I'm going to be frying up a crab cake after the show today. So,
makes you want to get extra French fries when you go out to dinner, right?
Yeah.
You reheat them and they work perfect.
They're awesome. Tater tots even reheat.
This was sent to me by one of our listeners. Look at this configuration. Why the hell would you want that?
It's almost like an half egg toilet.
Yeah, I just
is that properly plumbed, or is that just one of those where you have to take that bowl out and rinse out?
I don't know, but I wouldn't want it in any
Well,
way.
on top of that, no porous surfaces in bathrooms. What the
And that
F
looks
were
like a
people
carpet.
thinking when they put carpets in bathrooms,
Yeah.
or at least like
Men can't go on the toilet when it's hard surfaces, let alone soft surfaces.
Yeah.
we
And
had
wood
this
is not
discussion
good.
prior to the show about in my
Men.
world, men should all sit down every single time. There's no reason not to. And with that, it's better for you. Just look
Yeah,
it
'cause
up. It's
less-
healthier.
Less of a mess. Do not puncture
No, it
inflatable
saves
darling.
your prostates and your bladders. I swear to
Yes.
God.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, that's nice to get this package. Not too
Yes.
obvious.
Okay.
There is a checkbox on Amazon that says, package in something that doesn't let the neighbors know what's in the box.
Yes, there is.
I mean,
there
I
is.
ordered a simple backpack and I checked that. So,
Okay.
I think if you're going to order something more elaborate, perhaps you check that box.
Okay.
Yep.
And a place called Spread Eagle got 9 inches. Well, that's the way it goes when you name your town
Yeah.
Spread Eagle.
Eagle.
Guy got buried in a coffin that's a Snickers bar.
Theme.
Yeah,
That's a pretty nice coffin.
that is.
That's
You really
not
have to
your-
hope that holds up for a couple of centuries, so when some anthropologist of the future finds it, they try to figure out what the hell this was.
I'm going to guess it's
that
not.
means.
Yeah. What the hell is this? I'm nuts? What the fuck is this? Okay. 2 mattresses put out for the trash. They just kind of took on I posted this on Facebook.
You did.
They just kind of can't let the people meter go.
No.
And this is AI. A bunch of bears in Yellowstone on the highway. This is what AI is doing.
Because I thought when you sent that to me, I thought, that's a lot of bears.
All I did this week was use AI to create the Gen Z reporter pillows.
Yeah, and that's
Hey,
nice.
There you go.
We should
That's
send
nifty. Those are
Katie
nice
one of
looking
those.
pillows. Yeah.
If they actually existed, he
No,
could.
they're just AI.
Exactly.
This is the Get Off My Lawn 3000. That's nice. Nice vehicle. All right. Listener Janice sent me a picture of her schnauzers, Gemma and Piper. I would call those standard, right?
I would think so. They do
Yeah.
not look miniature. They appear standard. They do not look like giants by any chance.
Nice.
And they get dressed up for the holidays. That must have been St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Great. Thank you,
kerchief there.
Janice.
And they're well groomed.
Nice schnauzers.
And
What's
one more
this?
thing before. This is a local bar. This is their new Bloody Mary. It's just actually up the street from us. That's a whole chicken.
What?
Yep.
What the hell is that?
It's a Bloody Mary.
But what's that thing on top?
It's a chicken.
A chicken. It's a whole chicken.
Oh my God.
It's a whole chicken, and that's a big bacon, whatever. Yeah, that's.
How much
that's
is it?
I don't know. I didn't look it up. I just saw they posted this on Facebook that you could come in and get this. And look at how big that cup is.
Thinking
That's
$28.
Yeah, at least.
I'll look it
30,
up and
35.
let you know. But
maybe. Who knows?
That's a hearty meal there.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
Okay. See you later.
All right, Alan, let's hit the button, give away something here. Hashtag tattoo. Who's going to win all those fabulous prizes?
Oh, and it's an incredible prize package.
It really is. Here we go.
I am trying to figure out why it won't let me.
Oh,
I need to
Jesus.
remove Ryan's from the stage. Here we go. Now it'll let me. How about that?
Here we go.
And we got
Here
to
we
put
go.
on some
Who's gonna win?
music. Gary, why don't you sing while I try to find the right music? There we
I
go.
always do. Oh, there's music.
Who's won previously should probably have already received their prizes. So,
It's Lloydster.
Lloydster.
We love Lloydster. He sends me a lot
Always
of cool
check it.
stuff. All right, Lloydster, you know what to do. Alan, tell him what to do.
Lloydster, send your mailing address to Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text it to 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply. And as Leslie said, the post office is getting around to delivering stuff, so when it gets around to delivering yours, you'll get it.
All right, there it is. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching.
Before we go, Gary, I want to show our followers that Epcot did not, in fact, burn down, contrary to the media reports.
You were at a
that were everywhere.
Herman's
I was
Peter
at the
Noon
Herman's.
concert.
Yes, I was at the Herman's concert starring Peter Noon, and Peter just kept singing. And at one point he said, "Oh look, France is on fire." And
It was the French Pavilion, right?
Yeah, it was actually a walk-in cooler behind the France Pavilion, and as you saw in that video there for a second, it was really putting out dark black smoke. But while they evacuated the France Pavilion, they didn't evacuate the concert pavilion that I was at, or most of the rest of the park for that matter. And they got it under control pretty quick.
Okay, that's good.
They brought in Maleficent at the last minute so she could just go choo, 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 and make
Well,
it
you know,
really
famously,
authentic.
the Maleficent parade float at Magic Kingdom caught fire a few years ago, burned itself up. They did replace it. I was in the park the day she burned up, but I had chosen to go into a show and not watch the parade, so I missed seeing it set itself aflame. And the Maleficent dragon at Disneyland burned itself up in 2023. Yes.
Oh.
We do love dragons. Should we mention our friend David Hochberg?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Wow, we have really run long this week. David Hochberg is our fine sponsor, and he will get you a mortgage or refi or any of that stuff. If you call those numbers, you'll get a free consultation. He knows what he's doing because he's been doing it a long time. Saved thousands of listeners and viewers a lot of money. He's the guy. He is licensed in 43 states and knows people in the other 7. So you're good. Call him for anything of that nature. Thanks, Leslie, for reminding me. That Manhattan just kicked in. Just look at
It happens.
It's kind of gone.
But you still have the Luxardo.
I saved Luxardo
So that's dinner.
That's dinner, yeah. Okay, here we go. Here comes the cannoli down the aisle. Please take it. It's delicious and complimentary. Talk to me about the schnauzer for the last weekend in March.
So I am going to be at this tattoo convention on Sunday at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, and I think you may see some tattooed schnauzers there.
Okay, and you are to report back on that on Monday.
Oh, I will.
You will. All right.
And this isn't just the Starving Artist Fair.
No.
No, this is the real deal.
A lot of tattoos, a lot of ink. We'll talk to you then. And it is 3 in the green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. The voice of the globe, America's podcast. The GarrForce has landed.
And that's all the news and nonsense for this week, GarrForce. Thank you for streaming.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Please be sure to like and share the show on all of your social networks.
More eyeballs.
If you're not already a subscriber, show your support by subscribing to GarrForce Live YouTube channel. For those watching a replay, that button is right here. All the rest of our episodes, right here.
Boom.
Hello?
Shakalaka.
Did you click something?